So today we are going to see spleen. So that spleen, it lies in left hypochondriac region. It is tetrahedral in shape. So it has two surfaces, two ends, three border, two angles. So first of all we will see the surface. It is diaphragmatic surface which is smooth and convex. This is visceral surface. That visceral surface, it is related with the viscera and there is presence of hilum. It has three border, superior border, intermediate border and inferior border. It has two ends, anterior end or lateral end, and another end is also called as medial end or posterior end. Okay, so first of all we are already finished with the surfaces. Now how to identify anterior and posterior? So that anterior end is broad, posterior end is rounded or conical. So with the help of that you can identify anterior and posterior end. Now we have to see the superior border, inferior border and intermediate border. So how to identify that? So on the superior border there is a presence of notch. So this is notch which is present on the superior border. So revise it or correct it. This is anterior end and this is posterior end which is broad and this is rounded or conical. So this is notch. That notch, with the help of that notch you can identify superior border. If it is superior border, then this should be the inferior border. That inferior border is rounded. That superior border, if you trace posteriorly, it is continuous as a intermediate border and it is going towards the hilum of the spleen. But the thing is that sometimes there is absence of notch presence on the superior border. So how to identify superior and inferior? So on the visceral surface there is a large gastric area or impression of gastric area. So it is large. So it should be superiorly. That gastric impression should be superiorly. So with the help of that you can identify superior border and inferior border. Then already we have finished with the surfaces, borders. Then now we have to see the two angles, that is anterobasal angle and posterobasal angle. So that anterobasal angle, it lies between the anterior end and the superior border. So this should be the anterobasal angle. It is also called as clinical angle of spleen and it is useful at the time of enlargement of spleen. Then posterobasal angle, it should be lies between the anterior end and the inferior border. So this is posterobasal angle. Then regarding with the something important which is usually asked in viva, that is Harris dictum. So that Harris dictum are odd numbers, that is 1, 3, 5, 7 and 11. So 1 is for the thickness. This is the thickness from visceral to diaphragmatic surface. This is thickness of spleen. Then 3, that 3, 1 for 1 inch, 3 for 3 inch, that 3 inch for the breadth of spleen and the 5 inch for the length of spleen. 7 is for the weight, it is 7 ounces and remaining 9, 10 and 11, this number regards with the ribs, that spleen lies on that ribs or it is resemble with the 9, 10 and 11 rib. It should be like this way, and this is the anatomical position of spleen. It is going downward, forward and laterally. This is anatomical position of spleen. Okay, then next part, that is ligaments. So they are 3 in number. So lino-renal ligament. Lino means spleen, from spleen to left kidney, and another that is gastrosplenic, from greater curvature to spleen. And there is third ligament, that is phrenico-colic ligament, from diaphragm to the colic part of the large intestine or colic flexure. Then most important, usually asked in viva, that is impressions. So already we have finished with the gastric impression. So that gastric impression is large and it is regular with, or it is around with the superior border, as we already finished. Then below the hilum there is renal impression, that is left kidney. Exactly anterior to the hilum of the spleen, this small area is related with the tail of pancreas, and anterior to the tail of pancreas on the anterior end or lateral end is related with the left colic flexure.